evening, everyone. Anthony Wall Street Trader, 6:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 20, 2023. This is not financial advice, this is educational. Click to subscribe, the bell, share the video. Intraday updates are on the Twitter link below. Let's move forward. We're here to talk about Casper, but please, if you have any cryptos or stocks you want covered on subsequent videos, please recommend them on the comments below. You have to be in YouTube for that, and I'll take a look at them. In the meantime, we're going to talk about Casper, not the friendly ghost. We're going to talk about Casper, the product, and the crypto. Now, the way I break this out, as I mentioned on the last video, is I keep US dollar over here. Casper to US dollar, which I traded on, is on the left side. Now, there's a couple of key points here. Number one, the inner strength of Casper, I have to relate it to a like asset class, not a fiat currency, but an asset class that it's similar to, but something big enough that we could call it a benchmark. And that is Bitcoin. So, number one, the days of Bitcoin are over in terms of it going up 8x, 10x, whatever. Those days are over. The only way that these cryptos have been operating at when they 10x, you don't see Bitcoin going up 10x. So there's only one other pair that could make those types of money moves happen. And that would happen with the inner strength, which is what I call it, but the technical word is Casper to Bitcoin. It's really Casper's relative strength to the Bitcoin price. And that's all it represents. The mathematical equivalent is below here. It's pretty simple and straightforward, but if you want to prove it out, feel free. In the meantime, we're going to go back into the markets. Let's go take a look at Casper to US dollar. We definitely spiked up right over here, pulled all the way up to 4 cents, pulled all the way back down to 3.5 cents, starting to trek back up again. We're landing right now at around 33.8 cents right now. We do have an area of support currently at around 3.6 with a resistance area at 4.1 cents. And let's move out a little bit. And then up here, so that's the 4.1 cent. We also have another resistance area at 4.8. So that's where we're at right now. And now let's go take a look at the underlying inner strength. And this is the one I talk about religiously. But anyway, so we do have this area of resistance, which had once turned to support, but now back to resistance again. We do have that resistance at 179. We're at 170. We have an area of support all the way down here at about 153. Now, a couple of key points here. We're at least on a rising trend. We have a reasonable area of support that started back in June, and we've been really consolidating on this pair for the next point at which this thing's ready to rally. But right now, we have to see a little more confirmation. If we can get over this area of resistance at 180, I think we have a nice shot at taking on new highs on the crypto pair. Now, make no mistake about it, obviously, Bitcoin is up 7.5%. The inner strength is down. So that's not a great story for Casper. But again, we could be coiling up here for a little bit for a move. Now, Bitcoin clearly making new highs. I'm not sure if it was this video or another one, but we were talking about this thing as an ascending wedge. These things are generally bearish. It spilled out of the tip, which it did. We went down to 20,700. We pulled back, and now we are on a pretty nice rally. As you can see here, it's harder to see, especially if you're on your phone. But there is a resistance here that has started all the way back from when we hit a high of 67,000 or so, and boom, there resistance, boom, there resistance. We're about to hit resistance again. Now, one of two things can happen, and obviously I don't need to tell you that. One is we go through it, in which case our next area of resistance would be between 28,500 and 31,000. Or we take a nasty turd, and that turd could go down as far as 18.9, maybe even hitting this support line 17.6. And who knows, it could go down worse than that. I'm no genie, but I can tell you right now that right now, overall, the market's pretty healthy in terms of, Friday's close of market in the equity markets. Very, very, 2.5 to 3% uptick in the tech market. I think over the next few days, I see a lot of bullishness in Bitcoin and the crypto markets as a whole. So again, we have to pass through this 22. This next red line's around 22.9, 22.8. We get through that, and then next range of resistance in Bitcoin is between 25 and 31. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got right now. But again, just remember, it's the underlying strength that makes all the difference in the world. Right now, we're not performing that well relative to Bitcoin, but I think we've got some continued coiling up to do, at least on the Casper pair, certainly rising up, but again, being pulled up by Bitcoin. But we'll see how things go over the next few days. Have a great weekend.